Hello, everyone. Welcome, bienvenue. Welcome to this information session on Canada Historic Places Days 2021, Les Journées des Lieux Patrimoniaux. My name is Natalie Bull. I'm Executive Director of the National Trust for Canada, and I'm pleased to be participating today from the traditional unceded territory of the Wolastoqiyik people here in New Brunswick. Thanks very much to all of you for joining us today. And while people are joining in, feel free to use the chat box to say hello to all attendees, to let us know who you are, where you're participating from today, and whether you've experienced Canada Historic Places Days in the past. I'm pleased to be joined today with my colleagues, by my colleagues Sonia Krugwagen and Kirsten Vermacki, and our special guest Laura Saimoto, whom I'll introduce a bit later. If you're new to Canada Historic Places Day, in brief, it's a national celebration that launches on the Saturday after the Canada Day weekend, and it's designed to shine a spotlight on historic places from coast to coast to coast. The tagline for the event is "Every Place a Story," because that's how historic places can be brought alive for Canadians. Historic Places Day is really a platform. It's an opportunity to gain profile and visitors, and it exists as much online as it does in person and on the ground. And it's really relevant for you, whether you operate a single historic site that's open to the public, whether you're involved with multiple sites across a region, whether you're part of the tourism industry looking for great content and great places to promote, or whether you run an NGO or a government organization that just wants to be part of raising profile for heritage places. So there's really something for everyone with Historic Places Day. So today it's a very informal session, and we'll try hard to end on the hour. On va parler principalement en anglais, mais n'hésitez pas de poser vos questions dans la langue de votre choix. And don't hesitate as well to use the Q&A box or the chat box to ask questions or raise your hand if you'd like to participate in real time. This is really a session for you, so we want to make sure that you get all your questions answered, and we will follow up as well with the recording of this session and any additional notes. A word about the National Trust. The Trust is really pleased to be the lead partner making Canada Historic Places Day happen. We appreciate greatly the participation and the support of Parks Canada. And it's really the perfect partnership between the National Trust and Parks Canada, because both of our organizations are dedicated to safeguarding and celebrating heritage places, and importantly, connecting people to those places, and increasingly to reach a more diverse audience and to involve places that tell more and more diverse stories. So it's a real pleasure for us to be part of this program. And for the Trust, I think Canada Historic Places Day is becoming a bigger and bigger part of the suite of programs that we offer, including Launchpad, Regeneration Works, the resources at that website, and our annual conference, which are all designed to strengthen the efforts of community groups to increase the vitality of the places, the heritage places that are in their care. So moving ahead to the next slide. So on this slide, you can see the basic details about Historic Places Days 2021, and you may notice the use of the word days. With the pandemic last year, we really pivoted quickly to go from a single day event to a multi-week celebration of Historic Places Days, recognizing the ramp up time and the changing way that the program was delivered, and the need for communities to have a bit more time to participate. So we'll be continuing that tradition this year with a 4-week celebration of Canada Historic Places Days. And on this slide, just a few signals. You can see those social media posts. Historic Places Days happens pretty intensively online, and you'll hear more from Sonia and Kirsten about how that actually works. But it's become an event, a series of events that get a lot of attention on social media. You can also see on this slide a number of important partners that are part of celebrating Historic Places Days, some from past years, and many of whom we know will be returning to work with us for 2021. I think we can jump ahead to the next slide. So just a few words about growth. We're really excited about the extraordinary reach and traction that this celebration is gaining, moving into its 5th year. And I know that together, all of the sites, the great sites I see signing on, Historic Stewart Farm and others who've been participating in the past and coming back to be part of this event, that together we can really make this a real powerhouse of profile for heritage places across the country. So hello to everyone. I see Banting House, National Historic Site folks joining us, lots of a big group here on the line today. With this slide, we just wanted to share some of the really great positive feedback that we've received from participating sites last year. And I think these quotes really tell a great story about the impact and the benefits that historic places across the country are finding through participating in Historic Places Days. Basically, they're benefiting from a national marketing campaign, a free advertising campaign. They're using the Historic Places Days as a platform to keep their site in the public eye, even if visitation might be limited or restricted during the pandemic. And they're also using this opportunity to inspire Canadians and reach many visitors and potential visitors through social media. So that those great quotes, I think, are a good segue to hear from our special guest, Laura Saimoto from Vancouver, who is the chair of the Japanese Canadian Legacy Committee and a former board member of Vancouver Japanese Language School and Japanese Hall, a site that participated in Historic Places Days last year. And Laura is here to share with us her enthusiasm and her experience of how she really leveraged Canada Historic Places Days to great effect in her community. So over to you, Laura.
Hi, everyone. Thanks, Natalie, and thank you to the National Trust and the team at the Historic Places Day, the whole team there. I think I'm just going to give you a brief overview of what we did last year to use this tool, and we are just so grateful that it was available to us, and sort of how we use the tool to sort of leverage what we have during like COVID when it sort of first came out, and how we really creatively leveraged the tools for the campaign. So just to start, I'm probably like many of you on the line right now. We are a municipal, provincial, and we've just been designated a national historic site, but we haven't done a lot of promotion on our heritage programming side. So last year was going to be like our kind of launching pad for becoming like really upscaling our programming. And then COVID hit, so we're just wondering what are we going to do when we can't really have any visitors. So we had signed up for the Historic Places Day, and we were so thrilled that the National Trust extended the campaign to 2 months, because that really helped. And basically what we did was, we were looking for something to do which didn't cost money, used very limited resources and staff, but still got the word out there and kept up the positive connections with our organization and educated people about the site or our organization. So, the selfie campaign was like kind of a new thing for me. And so in order to get our organization on board, I actually had to walk the talk and learn social media myself so that I could sort of activate it within the organization. And so I got all of our board members to do a selfie and myself, and I learned how to do Instagram and Facebook for the first time. So this is like my first anniversary. And then it kind of caught on a bit more as time went on. And then the other thing we looked at is like, what other opportunities are there to really leverage using the site as a tool to increase our awareness. And what we did have was that the Japanese Canadian Historic Sites in BC had done a very successful campaign and project to put up historic signs at like actual internment sites and road campsites throughout BC. So we had a very strong network, and that's what our committee did in partnership with the provincial government. So we looked at sort of using what we had, which was this very strong network of Japanese Canadian historic sites, and partnering it with tourism. And so to do that, basically, I kind of reached out to all our partner, like sister sites in the interior, and asked them if they weren't on the historic places site registry. I asked them to register for it, and I helped them, like supported them. And then what really was effective was this this keyword search filter, so that we could thematically organize the heritage tourism, and people could plan their trips online based on the Japanese Canadian history theme. So if they were new sites, I helped them to register online for the sites, like register their site. And if they were already registered, then I asked them to put this one keyword on there, Japanese Canadian history. And then when you put that search word in there, then all of the sites popped up, and you could plan your travel based on the theme. So we actually had 15 sites based on this theme. And, some of them were existing sites and some of them were new sites. And, many of the new sites are smaller communities that don't have, a lot of resources or capacity to do these kinds of marketing campaigns, or it's all organized for you. So I really, I supported them to help get them to use this tool, like the links, basically, once they're registered on there, to participate. And it was really up to them whether the sites, like as a family, wanted to take part and leverage this as like a family. And so one of the key sites, which is very close to us, it's like Tashme Museum, and like Tashme was one of the internment sites closest to Vancouver. And so could you do the next slide? Yeah. So on the top here, you can see a photo of Tashme internment site. And Ryan Ellen is he's the founder of Tashme Museum, and he basically converted the original butcher shop into a museum, and they've been expanding. So, he was very quick to grab onto the family marketing idea, because we've all kind of been in a family together. And so I also proposed to Destination BC, who is our Tourism BC organization, that let's do a travel article on these family of sites. So and they were willing to do it. I said, you don't have a lot of cultural heritage on your current travel website, so could you do this for us? And so they agreed. The only catch is that I had to write the article. But anyway, so with this article, we put on the travel article on all the sites, which are the same as the sites on the Historic Places Days website. And so it was it kind of cross leveraged this both like the whole heritage tourism planning and educating and sort of traveling to the theme, like the family of sites. And then the last thing we did was, because all the tourism sites and operators were hurting, like hotels and stuff, I just thought it'd be really great if we could help them and they could get in on this, like, family marketing plan. So we asked a few of like hotels to donate staycation gift certificates that were like really BC based. And so, and then we use those as prizes because, heritage tourists love to, would be likely to do staycations. So we asked them to donate gift certificates, and then the National Trust did like the prize draw for BC only with our donations. So in that sense, you know, we did it as kind of like a family within BC based on the theme of Japanese Canadian historic sites. And that was very effective for those sites that, you know, really wanted to get out there and promote it themselves without having to do a lot of work and, you know, without like costing basically money. So, I mean, this whole program that we didn't cost us anything except some time and effort. So in that sense, we're so grateful to the National Trust for providing these tools, and it's really up to us to use them creatively with what you've got available to you to effectively, you know, use the tool. Last slide. Sorry. So the visit list, of course, was also, I heard this year you're not doing it, but this was really a good incentive for the sites to get the visit list and do the thematic, you know, get people thinking about traveling thematically. And so that $5,000 marketing package, we drove this like so hard for all the sites to submit visit lists. And so luckily, like I think so Tajmi Museum won that marketing package. And so that was just it's a really great way to promote thematic travel for heritage sites. That's everything.
Great. Thank you so much, Laura. So Laura, I think is a poster child for how you could really take this platform of Canada Historic Places Days and work at a regional scale to involve multiple sites, but it also works very well just for individual sites. And so we're going to hear a bit more. And I know from all the great sites signing in through the chat that there are lots of sites that haven't yet participated, and we'll have some questions about how to get going. So we'll now hand it over to Sonia and then to Kirsten, who will tell you in a bit more detail how to make this work. And we've already had a question about how to make virtual visits work for you during Canada Historic Places Days. So thanks again, Laura.
Thank you very much, Laura. Yeah, I'm Sonia Krutwagen, and I am the lead on this Canada Historic Places Day, and I'm excited to get this year started. And I wanted to tell you a little bit of the specifics about the campaign, and then Kirsten's going to talk about events, and then we'll be open for questions. So the program launches on Saturday, July 3rd, which is the weekend after the Canada Day. And in years before, it's been just a single day. Last year, we did 2-month campaign. This year, it's going to be a 1-month campaign starting on the 3rd and running till the 31st. And we have the selfie contest, which we've run before. It's very successful. And last year, we shifted to a digital selfie, which was really fun. We are going to be doing that again this year. We're going to have digital selfies available on the website because we don't know what it's going to be like out there this year. And we're going to run it for the month of July. As Natalie mentioned, since we've been extending the campaign, we're going to actually change the hashtag to Historic Places Days this year. So that'll be part of the marketing and promotion package that you can download, but just so everybody is aware. Pre-aware. And before the campaign starts, we do a giveaway campaign to create awareness for historic sites, and we call that the June giveaway campaign. There are partners that Natalie mentioned at the beginning, like Via Rail and National Geographic, Canadian Geographic, that have prizes that we give away, asking people to share about why they love heritage and historic places that they love. And the website address, if you haven't been there before, is historicplacesdays.ca. Next slide. So I wanted to just dive in a little bit again into how the campaign went last year. And so it's quite a large social media and media campaign. We were able to reach 4.6 million Canadians. And we're expecting this year to be even larger because we're hoping for even more places to participate. There were 477 places that participated that registered for the campaign, and most of the people say that they'll be participating again. And I've seen in the chat, I saw a lot of places that I recognize from years, and it'll be really fun to be working together again this year. So I just want to reinforce that it's just, oh, I didn't even put it. So last year was Day, this year is Historic Places Days. Can I have the next slide? So Laura mentioned a little that we had a visit list contest last year, and we have a visit list feature. So the visit list feature was launched in August last year, and it profiles several different historic places with a personal context to it. It's either you can choose what kind of theme you want to use, put your own photos, put your own text to profile places either across the country, have a national theme or a local theme. So I wanted to profile just one that was done in Ontario, and it is the Best of London, Ontario. And if you go look at it on the website, you can see that they profiled several places within London, Ontario, explaining why they're great places to go visit and some of their history. It's a nice way for tourism organizations or local organizations to use to feature several places, like Laura was saying, a family marketing campaign. I really like that wording. Can we get to the next slide? So I wanted to talk a little bit about how we are using virtual tools again this year. I mentioned it already a little, that we're going to have the online digital selfies running this year. And we are working with social media influencers. And if you have any suggestions of people that you follow, please send them our way. At the end of this, we'll have an email, and we have our social channels that you can just tell us what, or let us know who you think's really good and great in your area. We've used a PR firm, and we'll be using again this year to try and create media attention for the event. And there are listings of events on the website that we hope you will be listing events hosted at your location. And last year there was a little bit of because it was used to be just one day, it was difficult to list a longer event that had a longer time frame over days. So that's been fixed. So please use the functionality as much as you can to let everybody know about what's going on at your site. I just want to finish off by telling you that registration is actually open, and we do ask that you register and update your listing this year and indicate that you're participating in 2021 so that the digital selfie feature will work for you. It's good to just make sure that everything is saying what you want it to say this year. And now I'll hand it off to Kirsten, who's going to take it over from here.
Great, thanks, Sonia. So Sonia mentioned a little bit about events. Because this year we're looking at hosting a lot of different virtual events, I think there's a really great opportunity for sites to take advantage both of in-person and online events, depending on what's happening in your area, in your province, and what you're able to do. So Sonia mentioned a little bit about the website, that we love to feature events that are happening on July 3rd. July 3rd is the launch day. So we'd love it if we could share a great spectrum of different events that are happening across the country at all different sorts of sites that are doing different things. We list them on the website so people across the country can see what's happening, they can tune in, and they can experience whatever it is that your site wants to celebrate. So if you're planning on being closed that day or even the entire summer, there are still many ways to participate, luckily. We have a few examples here from Mackin House in BC and Black Creek Village in Ontario is on the right. One is a socially distanced bubble walking tour. Those are simple to set up if you have a group of people that want to come, if you can distance and be safe and record it and share it online. And the other is an interview with a gardener. So if you have someone either within your organization or a passionate volunteer that can give like a class or an introductory session on something that is relevant to your area, whether that be crafts or gardening or music, that's something that you can also share. People love events that are behind the scenes, something they might not necessarily see if they visited your site in person. So this might draw in a new audience who are interested in your site in general, and would also offer something new to the people in your area who are familiar with your site, who support your site, and would love to see a little bit more about what happens behind the scenes or some of the expertise that you have within your organization or within your volunteer group. So we have on the website under Launch Day 2020, several examples from last year still. And on our YouTube channel, you can also find examples of events that we shared on Launch Day. So this is a really great way to bring awareness to the Historic Places Days campaign and introduce yourself to people across the country, which is a really great way of raising awareness, but also engaging with people that might not be able to come to you in person until maybe 2022 or afterwards. The next slide, please, Holly. So events can be shared in multiple different ways. So here are some of the popular video hosting and sharing platforms that are out there. The best platform for you will depend on where your largest audience would be. So it's important to take a look at how you are communicating with the people that you love, how you're communicating with your membership or your local community, and really focusing on how you can reach them better. This is probably not the time to sign yourself up for a new platform you're not comfortable with. This is the time to really embrace what you already do and what you already love. So Zoom events are also something that I think a lot of us are becoming comfortable with. You can create a Zoom event registration, just like this one, and share the link through your various communication channels that already exist, like your website, if you have newsletters, if you have special emails, donors, members, promote it through your local media. Because the Zoom webinar is something I think a lot more people are becoming comfortable with and excited about. And I think you'd be surprised how many people would love a Zoom tour of your site. Instagram Live, Facebook Live are great tools for in the moment engagement and taking advantage of summer students if your site has funding for a summer student already, or passionate volunteers. This would be a great way to engage your volunteer base, to give them the opportunity to take over your Instagram Live or your Facebook Live and give a really great behind the scenes adventure on your site. If you don't want to host a live event, which is completely okay, they can be stressful for some of us, you can use YouTube or Instagram TV to share on those platforms something you've already recorded, something you've edited, something you're comfortable with, something that you'd like to share. And the great thing about the internet and the web is that it can live forever. So this can be something that you create for Historic Places Days launch, but you can constantly refer to. So it can be something that becomes a benefit for your membership, or can be something that you share with local media as a way of exploring your site in person. The next slide, please, Holly. So again, launch day, Saturday, July 3rd of 2021. So these are different events. This is what the event listings look like on our website. So historicplacesdays.com gives a schedule of all of the events on launch day. So this is something that the National Trust, all of our channels and through our newsletter and through all of our contacts, is bringing attention to this list of events. So this is a great way that we can partner. If you are having an event on July 3rd and you put it on the website and you register through the website and explain what it is, we will be sharing this listing with our contacts across the country, our contacts across the world, with partner National Trust as well, to get eyes on your event. So this is a really great way of participating in the program as a whole and taking advantage of our membership, of our mailing lists, of our social media reach to share your content with people across the country. So these are people who might want to visit your site now that they've seen the great work that you do, or this is a great way of teaching people something about your area that they never knew before. So anyone across the country can participate, and I think that's a really great benefit, is by partnering using the web to take advantage of all of our different circles of influence. So if you register your event on the Historic Places Days website, we'll feature them on the page that looks just like this. Next slide, please, Holly. So in terms of getting yourself organized and creating the best experience for yourself, we do have all these different tools that will be available beginning June 1st. So we offer a variety of tools available on the Historic Places Days website, which are free to download. We have a bilingual social media and promotions toolkit. This includes things like hashtags, suggested tweets and Facebook posts, best practices, also a video, promotional video, a poster using all of our graphics and branding, and a mobile-friendly website that profiles places, events, and the contests. The tools are still being developed for right now and will be available for download from the website beginning June 1st. Historic places should register on the website and be listed, and then they're easily found by Canadians across the country. So like Sonia mentioned, registration is open now, and it's a great time to start thinking about it, registering, ironing out any kinks now before you start planning your event so that you're easily found. You can stay in touch with the latest news. You can sign up for the newsletter, the Historic Places Day newsletter, as well at the historicplacesday.ca website. So we're definitely drawing your attention to the website. There are a lot of resources there. It's a great tool if you haven't been a part of this program before. It's a great opportunity to sort of search your area, see what other places are participating, see what visit lists mention somewhere that you're interested in. It's a great website, and it is bilingual, and you can experience all the different kind of parts of what we offer through the website. Next slide, please, Holly. So just a reminder, a great promotional image that Historic Places Day is running July 3rd through the 31st of this summer. There are lots of different ways that you can celebrate your historic place and participate with us. And we're here to help. So please let us know if you have any questions or ideas for celebrations, something you think we should know about. Now, we're asking that you can put any questions that you have into the Q&A function. So if this is a question for myself, for Sonia, or even for Laura, if you have specific questions about how she really mobilized that family marketing, I think that's a really great way of talking about it. So you can put your questions in there. We're monitoring them. Now, while you think about your burning questions, it's a great chance to mention National Trust membership. So the National Trust does have a membership program with benefits mentioned on this slide. We do have a quarterly magazine called Locale, free access to heritage destinations in Canada and abroad, membership benefits including access to places in the UK, in Australia, New Zealand, really exciting stuff, and discounts on the National Trust Conference, which happens every fall. So new members enjoy a 30% discount using this code. So just a really great way of staying in touch with us and participating in what we do. On the next slide as well, I'll take this opportunity to mention our Launchpad coaching grants. So the sorts of sites that participate in Historic Places Days are often perfect candidates for our Launchpad coaching grants. The grants offer expertise in a variety of disciplines, such as business planning, marketing, skills development, fundraising help, for example. This is a reminder that we're currently open for applications to our Launchpad coaching grants through Regeneration Works. The deadline for this session is May 17th, and we'll be including a link to the program in the follow-up email to this webinar. So if this is sort of striking something with you, you think you could benefit from some professional coaching advice, the link to the program will be in the email, or you can find it on the Regeneration Works website. And the last slide I think I have to talk to you about is just a little overview of Regeneration Works. So Regeneration Works is a one-stop shop for tools, training, and coaching opportunities to help you improve the vitality of your heritage place. The program is designed to help passionate and dedicated people like you, your volunteers, advocates, organizational staff, to save and renew heritage places. We know that finding funding and coming up with new ways to generate revenue is often the key challenge facing volunteers and organizations working to keep a heritage place alive. That's why we have tools to help you improve your bottom line here at the Trust. So you can visit the Regeneration Works website now to access tip sheets on a range of topics, from grant writing to sponsorship, and get inspired with case studies in small shop fundraising, donor appeals, membership retention, and register for free webinars like this one. So you might have noticed that this is where the link was hosted for this webinar to sign in and register. So that's Regeneration Works, offers a lot of great opportunities for sites. So I'll hand it back to Natalie, I believe, who's been monitoring the questions and might be able to direct them in the proper direction.
Right, I think Sonia, you've already registered to answer one of those questions, so go ahead.
Yeah, there was one about hosting an event and whether you can add it to the July 3rd. So I would just put it on the website as a July 3rd event with the video, and then we'll put it on the launch day page. So it's not automatic. As you register events, that is automatic, but then we'll be copying things to the launch day to be able to feature the things that are happening. We're trying to get as much programming as possible on that Saturday to send our social media and followers there. There was also another really great question about registration. Somebody went to the Historic Places Day website and said, where's the registration button? So sorry, you'll have to click 4 sites and then there's a registration button. So we can put that in the follow-up email as well. We'll give a direct link to where the registration happens.
Sonia, there's a question here, given the possibility from Titania. Oh, Titania, hello. Given the possibility that we may be able to have a live event, but given the way things have been going, if we decide to plan on a virtual event or self-guided tours, can we register as an organization as opposed to a specific site?
I guess I'm a little confused. Maybe you register, you can do the registration how you like. It is required that you have a picture of your place and a website so people can find out more. And you can add an event of the event that you're hosting. I'm not sure if that answers anybody else. Does that answer the question? Maybe if it's not clear enough, you can send us an email as well.
But generally, it's a site-specific kind of program. So every site that's participating would be showing up there as a registered site. And I think maybe more confusion about the website. Would you want to bring the website up, Sonia? Would that be helpful?
Sure. It's a little delay.
And then so there is a question about the cost to register. So there is no cost to register. It's completely free to sites to participate.
I think, can everybody see my screen? Sorry, I have the questions as well. So this is the page where there's registration, and right now I will sign out. And there's this little pink button that says register. If you go to For Sites here, it's a little delay. It says register a place, if everybody can see that. That's how you start the registration process. It takes about, the basic registration is quite easy. It only takes maybe 15 minutes because you need a description of your place, your contact details, a photograph. That's the basic part, but it's really good to add events, like we were saying, other details, other photos of your site. It still doesn't take very long. I'm going to pause my share.
Right. Thanks, Sonia. So then back to Birgitte's questions. So there is no cost to register, completely free. The goal is to create a platform for you to market your sites and be part of this national marketing opportunity. Bilingualism. So the website exists in both official languages. And Sonia, do you want to say anything more about bilingualism?
Yes, so you don't have to create a bilingual listing. So you can, which is great. So when you register an event or your place, it'll give you the option to edit the French or English listing, depending on what language you started in, to create a bilingual listing. And if you're not interested, it will post it in whatever language you started the post using. So
and there's also a question there about statistics per province. So do you have any analytics, Sonia, on the I guess numbers of sites per province or activity on the website?
We could provide, if you want to send us an email, we can provide information by province. I think that's a good idea. You can also do the search by what's nearest to see how many places, like Kirsten was suggesting, you could see how many places are participating in your area. It's a great way to think of the places in your area that aren't listed and suggesting that they should be listed in the event. Some of the data we can definitely provide by province.
And then I should have said this myself, that we will send out in the follow-up from this session, a recording, a link to a recording of this webinar. And I think that link won't expire, so you'll have access to that information. I don't know if you're planning to post it also on the Historic Places Days website, Sonia?
Sorry, I was reading a question.
I'm sorry.
Yes, we post the information session or recording of it on the website. We did one already that's on the website, and we will post this one as well. Thank you for all the great questions.
Yeah, so we'll hear more from Titania about her site. I thought I saw another question fly by. Maybe it was in the chat.
Yes, there's one in the chat there. I can read it out from Shannon regarding the posters. Are we able to add a photo of one of our own sites to the Historic Places Day poster?
You could modify the poster if you want to. So it's a suggested poster that we'll be uploading in a PDF format. So you can add content to the poster if you want to. It's people like putting your own photograph in there. Is a really great way to profile your place.
So we've got a bit of time left if there are any more questions.
Well, don't hesitate to reach out to suggestions, ideas, questions. Yes, there's the email address. Oh, great. Somebody's updating right now.
Great. Perfect. So great. This has been a fun session. Thanks so much for all your questions. Great to have so many wonderful historic places on the line with us today. Thank you again to our special guest, Laura Saimoto, and to my colleagues, Sonia Krutwagen and Kirsten Vermaki and Holly Boulay, who's in the background making it all work perfectly. So great to have so many of you on the line, and enjoy Historic Places Day 2021. See you there. À bientôt. Merci.